Hi, Julie Russo here, creator of Structures of Equality, where we're making sense of math stories. If you're new to Structures, they're a reading comprehension tool that helps students better understand number stories. Before we get started, make sure you remember to subscribe to my channel below. I post weekly videos with actionable tips. Don't forget to ring the bell so you're notified when they're available. In this next video clip, you'll see me introducing a story that describes bringing equal groups together to form a total.
Read it in your brain, and then we're going to read it together, but read it in your brain first. So now we're going to read it together, out loud if you want to, or you can just listen. So the story says, Tariq had blank apple trees in their yard. Each tree had blank apples in it. There was a total of blank apples in their yard. There's a lot of blanks in there, and I did that on purpose. So who's the main character of this story? He's the main character of this story. What's the setting? The apple tree, or what else could it be? The yard. Right. Correct, Armando. What's the thing we're counting, or what's the unit we're talking about? Apples. We're talking about apples in this story. We absolutely are. All right, so I'm going to ask a question that you've probably not heard of before. Have you heard of the main idea of a story? Yes. So I'm going to ask you about the math main idea. That's a new thing that a lot of students and teachers never heard of. The math main idea of a story tells us what's happening in the story. You can look at it and go, oh, I understand the relationship. I understand what's happening in this story. So I'm going to tell you what the math main idea of this story is, because you've not heard it before. The math main idea of this story, there's several equal groups in this story. We're putting equal groups together to form a total.
You notice in this video that I left the values off the story, and I do that on purpose so that we don't jump to solve and so that we can really focus on the comprehension and figuring out what the math main idea of the story is. You also saw me introduce story elements into a math lesson where I'm asking about the setting and the characters in this story. So it's important to do that when you're introducing a math story so the children really focus on the comprehension piece as well as the relationships that are occurring in that story. I hope you enjoyed it. A special thanks goes out to Anicia Walker and her 5th grade class at Sav Inclusive School in Jamaica.